So we're back in New Jersey. This is about right after Christmas. Got the phone call that the crate showed up from Tacoma. So we're over picking it up at ABF. All right, here we are. ABF Motor Freight. Gonna find out where we're going to pick this thing up. Have them loaded up on the truck.
There it is. It's gonna go right on here. He's picking it up from the other side. Here, Johnny, you can video. I'll help him get it on. Watch out, Mom. Yeah. Actually, let Mom video. You get on the other side. Let Mom video.
Ready for the ride home?
Yeah. That was quick. It took them longer to do the paperwork than to deliver the thing. All right, looks good.
Merry Christmas, honey.
Thank you. Let's go. All right, so we got this thing back at the house. Get the old forklift fired up. And it's cold out here. All right. I'll move this thing and put this thing down in the shop. All right, so beautiful day out today. Gonna undo this stuff on this box, on this crate. Check out all our new stuff. So I got a drill bit. We're gonna take the face of it off first. So what we did was we actually put the face on it after we loaded it up, and then we put the top on it and screwed in as many screws as we could, and then at the end we threw the bit and the drill and everything that we bought in here, and then hit it with a hammer with a couple of nails right at the very end. So I'm just gonna take the face of it off right now. We don't need the top off. You ain't reaching in there and taking anything out anyway.
Man, I can't believe how like tight that pack, even that big of a box. Hey, look, drill.
This gotta come off so we can get that off.
Well, you can pull that off from the bottom now, like. Yeah, easy.
Watch your hands on that though.
Well, just hit. You can knock the nails up now. Get that hammer.
So you don't get your fingers caught in it.
Okay.
So.
Alright, we'll kind of unpack some stuff.
So. This is basically a complete twin turbo motor, okay, with Hemi heads on it. I'm gonna post a picture of what it looks like, all complete, right in there.
That was in the car
when I show you this. But all we want is, I couldn't pass this deal up because of the block and the crank and the rods, and so it's got a dry sump system. This is all stuff that we would have had to buy that would take forever to get and expensive as all get out. So we got a really good deal on this stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep what I need. I'm gonna probably sell everything from turbo and the heads, intake, all the upper, basically the upper
electronics, all that stuff.
The electronics, it's got the computer, it's got a big stuff 3. I mean, whatever I'm not gonna use, I'm gonna end up selling. So, and then I'm gonna keep what I got. And then the other block, the cast aluminum block,
it's over there.
It's right over there. It's still in the box. That's gonna probably get sold. I think my buddy wants it. I'm gonna see if my buddy Pete might want it because he's doing something, so he might take that. If not, then I'm gonna have that up for sale also. But in here, so I have. Once we take this stuff all apart, I'll show you basically what we got. But I mean, this is complete, like top to bottom, oil tank, oil pump, everything.
Put it together and you got a motor.
Yeah, well, basically you need a short block because I'm keeping the short block.
Right.
Less the pistons. So this is you're gonna get pistons. If somebody is interested in this stuff, as a whole thing, get in contact with me. But you'll see the picture. So the only thing that I'm keeping is the
crank,
the block, the crank, the rods,
lifters,
the 904 lifters that go with the block, the oil pan, the oil pump, and the oil tank. And there was a couple other little things. Everything from basically the head gaskets on up. I mean, you're talking their Arius aluminum Hemi cylinder heads. All that's going. Intake manifold, dual injectors, the whole 9 yards. And if not, I'm just going to part everything out. So twin turbos, 71, 76s, I think they are.
No. 70. The ending number is 71s.
Yeah.
So they're twin 71s.
Twin 71s, whatever. They're twin turbo, wastegates, blow-off valves.
All the headers.
Headers, everything. All right. So the way you see it in the picture, that's basically what it looks like. It made like 2,000 horsepower, and he only made
everything only has.
It only made a couple of, not even half passes, because the block that he had this stuff on was bad, that he didn't know about. It was an old motorsports block, and then what happened was he ended up ordering the billet block from Energy. Ordered the billet block right before COVID, so you know how that goes. So the COVID, everything took time for that. By the time he got it back, and then he sent it to have it machined and O-ringed and all the stuff he had done to it. By the time he got it back, bunch of stuff happened. Okay, it's just a bunch of stuff happened, and he ended up selling the car, selling his trailer, and getting rid of everything. And then he ended up with all these parts laying out brand new in all the boxes, all redone, ready to go, all cleaned and ready to assemble, and then he decided he wasn't going to do it. So I got in contact with him. He was willing to sell me the whole thing. So we got everything. And I mean, when I tell you everything, including the tune-up for it, if somebody wants everything. If you don't want everything, then I'm going to part it all out. So I'm going to give it about a month, and then we'll start parting it out. All right, so I'm going to take some of this stuff out, and then you'll see what I'm talking about, what I'm going to keep and what I'm not going to keep.
Okay, so
they're like brand new. Twin turbos. We got 2 of them.
Show them
the housings and stuff are in the other box here. Take a picture of that.
Okay.
Take a picture of it.
I got it.
Okay.
Took a screenshot.
So those are going back in there. Like I said, the guy had everything was nice, clean, in boxes, no damage to nothing. So the Peterson pump, this we're keeping, okay? 4-stage pump. There's the bracket to mount the tank, Peterson tank with a heater in it.
That we're keeping.
That we're keeping. The bracket we're keeping. The pump we're keeping.
We're after we get everything out, we'll lay everything in a spot. Show you what.
All kinds of, like three or four sets of different head gaskets, intake gaskets, the copper gaskets. Areas, pistons.
Those are all for sale. We'll pull those
pistons,
out.
The pistons, there's 2 sets of pistons.
10.
There's 10, yeah, he bought extra, obviously, right? All the rings and everything, pins, the whole bit. So the pistons are for those heads, so they're definitely going. Whoever buys the heads needs to buy the pistons, obviously. All right. Turbos are going.
Let me.
The oil pan
Might be going.
might be going. I'm not sure yet, but that might be going. Here's all the lines. Fuel pump. Here's all the. Hey, look, all these. These are all the lines for the fuel injection and the fuel regulators in here, right? Regulator. Dual filters, regulator, pump.
Because there's 2
mechanical
sets of
pump.
injectors. Yep.
Okay, mechanical pump. All right, let me write this down so we know what's in these boxes. All right, those are the gaskets. I know what those are. We're gonna have to lay all this stuff out in a nice spot.
Alright, let's keep pulling some stuff out. I gotta unwrap more.
Alright. Custom set of Moroso Ultra 40s. These obviously go with the heads. They're for a Hemi head. Okay. MRE 235 pounds. Morans, right? They all been serviced.
Those are your first set of injectors.
And then you got a set of 400s atomizers.
Okay.
Same thing. So like everything's brand new, okay? And you got an extra one. Okay? So what happens is the extra one, they usually give you one extra one. He must have ordered an extra one because honestly they don't come like that. So he must have bought an extra one. Okay. Over here. Big Stuff 3. Again, everything's like brand new. Okay. That's a complete harness. O2 sensors, harness, everything that goes with it for a small block Ford with twin turbo and 2 injector setup. Okay. So it's gonna go like that. I got all the paperwork that goes with this.
That's the book that's sitting on top of there.
Like everything that goes with this is with it also. Okay. And that goes with that. So again, I'll sell everything separate. I'd like to sell it all as a set. So somebody already has. You got a short block. There you go. I got the piston. You got 2 sets of pistons.
Yep.
Okay.
We already did that
2
one.
sets. That goes there. That was just.
That was just a box for all those.
No, that was for this.
Oh.
Goes in there. Okay.
And then.
And the injectors and whatnot go in here.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna write down what's in this box. Let me get to the next box.
Okay. Those are the volutes.
The volutes. You got the 2 volutes.
Waste gates.
Piping, waste gates.
Those are the valve covers.
All the different hardware for everything. All clamps.
All the clamps.
V clamps. And then these are the valve covers that go with the cylinder head.
Things are huge.
These are
Look at that.
like a work of art. Look at that. Okay. All right.
Yep.
So now you see what that looks like.
All right. Open up another box.
So the other valve covers in here.
Other ones down there.
Yeah, another one's in there. And let me see what else I got in there. Just the other cover. And then all the rockers for the heads. Okay. The rocker shaft, rocker system.
Yep.
All rollarized everything. Okay. Like that. So that's no cam drive for the fuel pump. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The distributor drive. This is all to mount that. Crank trigger. There's some extra parts in here. Crank trigger. That's all gonna go. Crank trigger sensor. That's all gonna go. And then in here,
All your rings.
cam drive, and it's got a gear drive. This is a gear drive, this is not a Jezel. So it's a gear drive.
Yep.
Okay, gear drive setup for the front of the motor. All the extra parts, covers, that's the drive for the...
He made that.
He made all this stuff, but that goes with that. He's got extra parts for the cam, but this front gear drive, okay, is from, it's a
Says that on it.
RCD gear drive. Okay, we're gonna run it's two-piece, so you can take it all apart, all that stuff. Look it up on the internet, see what it is. Okay, that's one more thing. And then we got all the bearings, right? Extra springs for the blow-off valves, for the turbos. This is all extra O-rings and stuff for the valve covers. These are all the tubes for the valve covers and the cylinder heads. Okay. This goes with the block. Bearings go with the block. Rings are going to go. These are extra valves. Those are going to go. Jezel, that's staying. These are extra the Weldon fuel pump. These are like spare seals and stuff that go with that. And then let me see what this is. Just stop for a second. I should have wrote all this stuff down when we were packing it.
Didn't think about
I
it.
gotta open it all back up again.
It's alright. We didn't think about doing a video either anyway, so now you can see
This is
everything.
the harmonic balancer. All right.
Yep.
That's going. That's gonna go. So all that goes. Connecting rods I'm keeping. These are all. So you got spare rings, spare seals, spare valves, more bearings. Probably gonna keep the bearings. Set of connecting rods. GRP aluminum connecting rods.
Those we're keeping.
Extra. He's got extra ones of those. So no runs on any of this stuff per se. I mean, all right, that's that box.
All right, next box. All right,
All right, so we got this.
get to see this in the light. Look at this thing. gauges on it. Dual fuel rails.
Dual fuel injector, dual fuel rails. So basically, if you look at it, it's a cast aluminum lower intake for like a supercharger blower, screw blower, whatever you want to call it. And then he made all this up here. So these are Moran Wilson, right?
All the linkage.
All the linkage he made. Dual injector setup. Okay. Everything goes with the big stuff. Okay. Blow off plate. This is all aluminum. He made this whole thing. So this obviously goes with the cylinder heads because you're not building this. So this is a 9.5 deck, small block Ford. We'll show you the heads that it goes with it. This is all polished. This thing is nice.
I know.
Okay. Twin turbo.
If you can actually see this, like,
yeah,
I mean, you can see it shining in the video.
Yeah, but
it's nice.
The pictures don't do no justice. It's all ported. The manifolds all port matched to the heads and all that. Okay. It's got a valley tray. Okay, that bolts to the sides of the heads. This valley tray goes down on the head, on the block first, and then the intake goes on top. So the intake's dry. You don't have to worry about water or nothing like that. You're running methanol in it anyway, so. All right, so all that goes with that. This is just a breather. That goes in the back of the valley tray.
Next box.
All right.
Here's the other box of pistons right there.
Another set of pistons.
I guess we can open one of them up.
You don't need to open them. They're Hemi pistons. The rings are in there. The wrist pins are in there.
That one and that one.
The whole bit. Okay. Let's get this wrapped back up. Put this back in the box. Okay.
And there
she be.
This is the biggest set of small block Ford heads you're gonna see right there.
All right.
Look at the size of that thing.
Already have O-rings in them and everything. Okay.
Yep, they're already
they were going through again. They were ready to be assembled.
Those are an exhaust port.
That's an intake port.
No, I mean the intake. That's the
so the exhaust.
Exhaust is over here.
It's got LS
and
small block Ford. So you can use either one. All right.
Turn it around a little bit. Okay.
And then all the rocker train is freaking unreal looking. So this uses the regular Ford.
That's
okay.
Okay.
So you got regular Ford. It bolts right to a small block Ford. They don't bolt to an 8.2 deck or a 9.5 deck or whatever, right? As long as it's a bolt pattern, a regular bolt pattern. But these heads and that intake we just showed you is for a 9.5 deck. Okay, so I don't think anybody want to go changing all that. That intake is sick looking. All right, so now you know what the heads look like. We're gonna put all this stuff back in the box, and then we got one more thing.
That's the other head is down there.
The other head's in there. I'm not taking them both out.
The big white box is
all the headers, flanges, and the rest of the turbo housing, turbo flange,
other waste gates,
and the turbo smart valves.
So okay. That's all that stuff in there. Okay.
That out.
So we'll see what we're gonna do. We might like put everything on the engine stand kind of and mock it up so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. But later on.
All right.
So
everything's coated.
Exhaust tips.
O2 sensors. Okay.
I'm gonna kind of unback it, but not really.
Here's the other blow-off valve.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one is the
Turbonetics.
Yeah.
All right. Wastegate.
There's. It's all packed in here.
Everything's all packed and nice in here. So you got the header, the flange, both sides headers. All right. There's two of these in here, obviously.
The other one's down
This
there.
is the housing for the turbos.
Yep.
You didn't want to take them all apart because then you got to change gaskets or whatever, or worry about the gas. But everything's on there. EGT sensors for all the.
Yep.
For all that. I forgot to look, but I think there's EGT sensors in that bag with all the.
Yeah,
all the
and all the other stuff.
Okay. So all that's going back in here. I'm not going to start taking all this stuff apart until somebody says they want it. Okay.
So.
All right.
That's what's all in there.
Headers. There's a complete set of headers, like I said.
Yep.
That and that. Put that back here.
Okay.
Everything's V-bands.
Yep.
I mean, nice stuff. No junk for sure. Okay. All right. All that can go back in there.
Other one first. Yep.
Like that. And the last thing we got is the block and the crank. So it's got a Velasco crank.
That we're keeping.
Yeah, for sure. That crank is stupid money, and you can't even get them right now. And nobody has nothing. We called about a Bryant crank. They told us 8 months. So that's just, I'm probably just going to send that out to get the double keyway put in it, get it polished up. The block needs to go.
We don't know yet.
I don't know yet. I need to do the 155.
Might be going
155
somewhere
more.
close.
So we'll see what happens with that. All right, and there you have it. So somebody looking for an exotic, literally an exotic, Hemi-headed, small block Ford setup with twin turbos, hit us up because we're going to sell it all. Probably everything.
Might even throw the other block.
We might even do the. I got to make sure Pete don't want the block, but
if not, you can even get a block with it.
Everything here that I just told you about. So 2 sets of pistons. Oh yeah, there's 3 in the block. There's 3 camshafts. So there's 3 small block Ford
cams,
turbo cams in there. 3 different ones.
Yeah. I forgot about those in there.
Let's get that all out. Let me
Hang
think about
on.
how much we got to get for everything, and then I'll tell you.
All right, so open this box up.
Valve cover bolts.
There's 3 cams in there.
Look at the size of these push rods. Okay. Specific to that setup. Head bolts, and then head studs. Same thing. Specific to that head. Okay. This is probably. No joke. This is probably $3 grand just in this box. All right, so you got 3 camshafts.
2.
You got 3 camshafts. All right. Just look at the part numbers on them. You can see the specs on it. Okay. That's 1. Here's a Crower. Well, you could just get the part number off it, but then the cam cards are all in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 3 different. You got that one.
Yeah.
3 different cams. If somebody needs a turbo cam, small block Ford turbo cam, hit me up. $500 each. Okay, take your pick of which one you want. And then there she be. So basically, this and that crank and those rods.
This is all we want.
Is all I really wanted to go for. And then I'm going to keep the oil system. All right? But this thing is like sick. We're going to take this out of the box, and not now, but I got to call about the sleeves. I got to find out about the sleeves. Make sure I could use those sleeves. But the machining on this is all done. So this is basically ready to go if I was going to use a 4-125 bore, which we're using a 4-155 bore. Okay. All right.
Pack
the crank.
some stuff back up.
Pack that back up. All right. The cams
Everything
can
else
stay
we're gonna leave out.
All this
So
stuff could stay out. This and this and that. Get that out of there. All right. So that's pretty much everything. Depending on if somebody wants the whole upper half with all the, you know, whatever, all the gaskets, there's 3 or 4 different sets of copper head gaskets in there. 2 sets of pistons, whatever. So you're looking at probably, if we get 35 grand, then you could take it all. And then the block, I got to get 5 for the block, but I want to make sure Pete wants it first. If Pete don't want it, then I'll sell it, or I don't know. I mean, we might end up keeping that anyway. But so all the Hemi stuff and turbo stuff together with the big stuff and everything, I mean, probably 100 grand worth of stuff. So 30, 35, done. So 9.5 deck. Get a 9.5 block rotating assembly, and put those pistons in it, and you're ready to go.
Okay.
Let me know.